Oh, thank goodness. What an amazing opportunity that YouTube actually let this video be horizontal in a 16:9 resolution instead of flipping the video vertically. I still got some cortisone on my left hand. I'm trying to work the pinky there. Hello everyone. I'm Angelo. I've been homeless for 2.5 months now in Northern Virginia. I have a rash on my face, or some kind of, I don't know what it is, some kind of growth spreading out this way and this way. It seems to be getting less painful and like getting smaller, but it's like spreading around my face, and I don't know what it is. Like, did I get something from like being homeless? I don't know. I've just been putting lots of cortisone on it, and it seems to help. Cortisone's good for everything, and plus I always have a little skin flaking right here on my eyebrow. I know that's gross. I don't really like to get too into those details, but I thought this would be a funny visual, at least. I'm like the jokester from The Dark Knight. Remember that movie? The Jokester. And but I love all the Batman villains. You know, the Ice Guy, the Penguin Man, half man, half penguin, Burt Ward, Darth Maul, all of them, all the Batman villains. I love them. You know, huge Batman fan. I know this phone's going to overheat at some point. I got it plugged in and all the whatever. Hey Matt, thanks for joining me. Woke up. One of the most miserable sensations is when I wake up early, and that almost sounded like a song. Let me take this thing as high as it'll go. Whatever. When I wake up, sort of on the early side, not even that early, and then, it's hard for me to fall back asleep. I look at my phone for a little while. Before I know it, I'm looking at my phone for an hour. I go to the bathroom in one of these water bottles, and then I can't fall back asleep. And it's like I screwed myself out of sleep no matter how hard I try. And so I ended up staying in my car, like trying to rest until like 2 in the afternoon. And then I get a whole late start on my day. And I was working late last night, and I'm going to work tonight and tomorrow and Sunday. I got to find a new job. Got to. Tired of this job, tired of being a bouncer. Great, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to do that, but thanks for the advice. I don't know if it's a rash or what it is. Who knows? All I know is cortisone is good for everything. Whatever bothers you, just put some cortisone on it. And I wasn't even going to film this video, but I thought, well, if I don't want to go out to a cafe or whatever right away with all this stuff on my face, so I may as well do this. This is the origin of the jokester right here, from The Dark Knight. Maybe I'll go get some hot tea and then get the tea bag and just press it against my face. That'll cure things, too. Maybe I should just go out like this. That'd be funny. All right, Matt, I bet you're having fun, because I'd be having fun if I was typing like that. Just typing nonsense, or your cat's walking across the keyboard, or whatever it is. Click the like button, everybody. Help get this video to the very top of YouTube. Oh, damn it. Everything's itching and feel crappy. Fortunately, my cold is mostly over with. Oh, I forgot to take my multivitamin and fish oil. I always try and take that after I eat. I'm running out of food. Damn it. It's frustrating. This whole routine of go and get groceries. But around where I'm staying now, oh crap, I'm almost out of my multivitamin. Didn't realize that. I never look inside. I just reach inside and just touch. I go by touch. I don't like going to Aldi's in the region I'm in now. There's always just a hassle parking, driving. It's crowded. Like I said the other day in a video, Aldi does not have enough employees. People don't know about it. Everybody's applying to all the other grocery stores and convenience stores, but they're not thinking, go apply at Aldi. They pay really well. Oh, my ass. And the other frustrating thing about sleeping late, it's hard to like just take a nap again in my car. I can, but I prefer to do it, you know, when the sleeping bag's out, because I'm really comfortable in that. I wake up sometimes, I forget I'm in a car. I think I'm in a bed, and I don't feel like pulling that out during the day. Again, it's not that much of a hassle to do, but it feels like it. You know, I don't know why my mind does this. Before I engage in anything I normally do, I always feel like it's going to end up taking 2 hours, and it's going to be a huge hassle. I'm never going to see the end of it. So even like getting my sleeping bag out now, it seems like, oh no, I'd be trapped, and then I'd have to go to work tonight. I'm not even going to have time to do it. I want to figure out how to do a video of me sleeping in my car, because I can't plug in my camera like I did for the sleeping videos at the old places I've used to live. But I want to show myself sleeping in the car. It's like some superhero or supervillain origin story. I'm low on food. Ew. I bought some bananas, and they've been sitting in the plastic bag, and they have not gotten ripe yet for like a week and a half, and they're just disgusting. So great, I'll waste the bananas. Click the like button, everybody, please. That'll help get this to the top of YouTube and get this video recommended out to others. I don't exactly have a ton going on. I've been writing a screenplay, and as I keep writing it, it keeps evolving and getting bigger and bigger and more expensive and more expensive. I'm like, oh crap, I want to write something that's cheap to shoot. I can't be shooting something, it's not my first short film. I've directed short films before, but writing something that like for, you know, a short film that I want to like be a legitimate production, but we're gonna need mansions and big restaurants and cars and, you know, all kinds of stuff. I'm like, damn it, this is working totally against me. It's getting out of my control. Okay, onda, Angelo? I don't know what onda means. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. I got calamine lotion still absorbing in my face. There's a layer of grease on my face at all times that makes it hard to absorb lotion. And I'm determined to try and lose weight. I almost didn't want to work out today, but I thought, man, I'm gaining weight somehow. It's really just about impossible. I'm just lucky that I've always been kind of naturally slender, because losing weight is just damn near impossible. The math on calories in your food and how much exercise you need to cut down, to lose calories, it totally lopsided. It's all in favor of the food making you gain weight. Onda means wave. Oh, I see. Like hola. You live in Mexico, Jack the Stripper? My Spanish, probably, I don't know what it is. Something clicked lately. It's getting a lot better, where I can read it better, speak it better. That's what's so frustrating about it. You don't feel progress moment to moment when you're studying a new language. You got to keep attacking it, going after it over and over, and then eventually it's like all that work kind of adds up and lines up to something where now you see the benefit of it. And I'm like, wow, now all of a sudden somehow it's just coming so much easier to me. I'm able to speak it. Oh, okay, I see. You moved to San Diego. I struggled, and then all of a sudden lately it just feels like it's coming along a lot easier. And I was even reading, I wasn't reading it like I understood it, but like looking at stuff in Japanese, and I'm like, even this fascinates me. I'd like to learn this. I'm not going to take the time to learn Japanese, but I thought, wow, it just seems like it's coming along a lot easier. That was my problem in high school in math. I fucking failed so badly my freshman year of math. Everything. I was getting like 40s, 50s out of 100. I remember one time my math teacher, I walked by him or something in the hallway or in the bathroom, and he said, hey, Angelo, you did pretty well on your last math test. Now, I didn't, oh, all right, gonna disrespect Spanish? comment's gone. I was doing so badly in high school in freshman year in math. And also I was always sleep deprived. I never had discipline about sleeping. Every fucking day I was tired. What happened? Oh yeah, he walked up to me and he said like, "Hey Angelo, you did pretty well on your last math test." I was like, "Oh good, I'm glad to hear that," because I didn't know what yet my grade was. And then phone's overheating. I gotta take this case off and get the air conditioning running on my phone. This thing overheats so easily. There. So he said you did well on your test. I was like, oh great. I was expecting to hear I gotten like an 80s or 90s on the test because I never did well. I got the fucking test. I got like a 57 on the test or a 53 or something. I was like, what the fuck? I was so disappointed. He's like, see, you did pretty good, didn't you? He's like, you're such a fucking moron. I did so badly. But here's the thing. Here's the only way I passed math in my freshman year of high school. That's the first year of high school. I would fail constantly. Fail on the homework, fail on the test, just did god-awful all throughout the semester, or quarter, or whatever we called them. On the midterm and final, somehow, I don't know how, I got near perfect scores. So by then I was able to understand it apparently. I seriously got near perfect scores. And I think in one test I might have forgotten my calculator or something. I don't know what happened, but I still got a near perfect score. Maybe that was a different year. I don't know what I'm mixing up. But that's what pisses me off about how I learn. It's just constant grinding and misery and not feeling progress. And then it's all of a sudden like, oh, everything works. It works great. I understand it now. So that pissed me off so much that he told me, you did well on your test. I was expecting to hear I got a B or an A, and then I got like a 53 on the test. Because normally, what was I getting, like 30s, 20s, my math tests? Not that I cared, not that I was like a huge achiever in math. Hey, Greg Johnson, appreciate you watching from Australia. Maybe I should do this in Spanish. My voice is cracking up. Tal vez debo hacer este video en español. Now, here's something that confused me. Somebody, when I read video, the word video in Spanish online, the accent is over the I, video. But I was talking to someone, and she said, no, it's pronounced video. Now, who's right? I don't know who's right. Click the like button, everybody. Click like button. I read it online, it says video, accent on the V-E, video, but she said no, it's video. Now that's normally how you'd say like a Spanish word, the second to last syllable is gets the accent unless there's an accent over another letter, another vowel. But when I read it online, it has the accent over the I. Now is that different countries? Because maybe I'm reading it from people in different countries. Who are right use video. Oh wait, I can't read. It's hard to see where the in Spain and some other countries I see they say video, but in Mexico people who are right use video. Okay, I don't know. And she was from a South American country, so maybe that's how they pronounce it there. Video. Man, my face is itchy. I forget itchy. Is it like? Wait, rascar, rasca or picar? No, picar means to scratch, right? Rascar, rascar significa scratch. I don't know. Don't remember. Sorry if you hear a noise. I've got the air conditioning running on my phone to cool it down. This is all a very, very improvised operation. And it's already 5:30. Shit! And I'm tired. I gotta go. I want to go to a cafe and do some more writing. And parking's gonna be a pain in the ass. This whole fucking area I'm in is a pain in the ass. I'm in Alexandria, city of Alexandria. God, like if I lived here, the Annandale video would have been like even more miserable looking and angry. The Annandale video talking about how horrible it was to live in Annandale, because Alexandria is even worse to get around in. At least Annandale, you can unsafely walk through a lot of it because the traffic patterns are so bad. Alexandria, it's basically, there's the rich yuppie areas like Old Town and Delray, and then there's fucking Route 1, which runs south to Woodbridge and everything, and it's just god-awful, miserable to get through. Oh, okay, rascar is to scratch, and comezón is itch. Wait, what is picar? P-I-C-A-R. I don't remember what that is. Picar? Doesn't that mean to scratch or something too? Or to poke? I don't know. Shingles? I don't know. Maybe it's shingles. My mom, I don't know. Whatever. My mom's, she exists. That's what kind of mosh? I don't know. Yeah, I can see that comment, Justine. Oh, picar can also mean to itch. So, like, me pica means I itch. Used to live in Fort Belvoir, so not too far from here. Yeah, traffic was terrible on Route 1. That's right. God-awful traffic. The other day, it was funny. I was at a McDonald's on Route 1, and the street... Man, this is... Like, police are all over here. Street, like, I was trying to go to work, and I had to leave for work, and then police just totally closed off the street right as I was pulling out. I was like, motherfucker. Fortunately, they let people turn around, like, get in the left turn lane and you make a U-turn. Turn around, because that's what I needed to do. But I was like, oh shit, man, this is messed up. Police just completely swarmed the whole area and blocked the intersection. I'm not sure exactly where that is. I really don't drive much on Route 1. It's just when I'm going to Alexandria, through Alexandria, I almost sound like a New Yorker. When I'm going to Alexandria, it's like you got to take Route 1 when you go around here. I don't know where that is. I don't want to know. I try not to ever get on interstate highways from Route 1 because it's just a huge pain in the ass around here. Where's traffic? Yeah, my coworker used to take 1 hour to get home from Woodbridge. That's right. It is fucking awful. And here's the funny thing. If you're in DC or maybe Arlington, I don't know. It's like DC itself. Like DC is known for having some of the worst traffic in the country, if not the worst traffic in the country. When I lived in Fairfax for 6 months, so that's like it's a large area. Alexandria is partly part of Fairfax. I don't understand how all that works. So part of Alexandria is like in the county of Fairfax or city of Fairfax. But the traffic I experienced in Fairfax was worse than I've ever experienced anywhere. So basically what I'm saying is you go out into the Virginia suburbs, and probably Maryland, I'm sure it's the same too. Like Silver Spring, horrible, horrible traffic. You got there Colesville Road, which runs through DC and going through north in Maryland, and it goes to 495, and that's where, and 270, and that's where everybody gets on and off, and it's just awful. We need to work on public transportation around here. The traffic in Fairfax was worse than I've experienced in Times Square at 5 in the afternoon in rush hour, in LA, driving all over LA on the 405 for like 4 or 5 hours a day, worse than Houston. Yeah, those are the main cities. Worse than Atlanta. I've driven all around Atlanta. Worse than any of those places, because millions of people are just driving in to go into this tiny little area that's DC, DC. DC is not a large space. It's not a large city, but millions of people commute for combined, millions of miles, everybody driving together to get into DC every day. It's just awful. And so you're lucky if you can go the opposite direction of traffic, although really there's no different, you're not going to get much of a difference either way when traffic's heavy. But I was lucky, for instance, when I worked at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Oh, Tyson's Corner, another horrible area. I used to work at Enterprise Rent-A-Car in Tyson's Corner, one of the richest areas around here. Tons of Porsche owners, tons of arrogant douchebags. I used to drive at 6:30 in the morning to go to work there, and I was lucky because there was virtually no traffic. For one thing, it was still kind of early, but also I was going the opposite direction. I was going away from DC. Now, a lot of people work around Tyson's Corner, but I was just lucky that you barely experienced traffic. But if you're going from Tyson's Corner back to Arlington or DC, and you're going around 8 or 9, then traffic's horrible. It's just going to take you 2 hours practically to get there. Anyways, hate traffic around here. Hate driving with heavy traffic. I worry about getting in accidents. There are a lot of bad drivers and a lot of unsafe drivers who are just not thinking, how are you going to avoid an accident if you're overtaking people and driving aggressively if somebody breaks in front of you or their engine fails? I nearly got rear-ended last summer doing that when my engine was failing and this car behind me, there were no other cars on 66 or whatever, but they're going behind me and trying to come up close to me, and my car all of a sudden loses a ton of power and slows way down, and they went around me, but they could have crashed right into me. I'd like to take a nap. I want to take a nap. I don't know if I'll be able to bring myself to. And also, if I want to go to a cafe tonight, I know anyone in Alexandria, it's going to be a huge pain in the ass to drive to and park in. No matter what, no matter where. That's just how Alexandria is. Please, people, boycott these cities. And also, we need to realize that the city designers and governments that design intersections and everything, they're not experts. Most of them are not experts. A lot of them are just nepotism. It's the same as anywhere else. A bunch of idiots running wild and being inert and not being responsive to the actual needs of people. Constantly, I hear about around here roads being changed, pedestrian crosswalks being made safer, and intersections being made safer because pedestrians get killed on roads. Now, why the fuck is it happening after people get killed? Because they're not thinking when they design the road what people truly need to be safe. They're just thinking, well, fuck it. Just get people out there. Just get them going. If you got to cross the road, you got to play a game of Frogger and make sure you don't get hit. Well, after several people get hit on certain roads because there's nowhere safe to cross, they're realizing, oh, we got to lower the speed limit. We have to change the intersection light timing. We have to provide pedestrian crosswalks or pedestrian bridges or traffic circles or whatever we need. Now, why can't they be proactive and think before that happens when you look at a road and realize, oh, this is going to be very difficult for people to live around because they cannot cross it easily. So what's going to happen is people are going to drive unsafely and people are going to cross it without going, walking, a mile and a half to the next stoplight. So people get killed. They get hit by cars. And then they realize, oh, okay, let's change it. But what happened? What was the decision making when it was time to make the decision over how the road is going to be operated? No, this is a nice road. Cool. It's a nice toy. It's fun. Let's just have people drive on here as fast as possible and not worry about pedestrians. Because, hey, if they got to cross, it's illegal to cross here. So don't cross. Don't do it. Well, people end up dying. People died in Annandale. Same thing. Wow. So Jabbles Fan 1 says, here's a funny bit of trivia. I was given a housing stipend of $2,400 a month. $2,400 por mes. It wasn't enough to live outside Fort Belvoir. That's insane. Yeah, totally believe that. Because it's incredibly expensive to live around here. And even if you're getting an average apartment around here, maybe Fort Belvoir area, you can find one a little cheaper than Arlington, like maybe $1,500 a month, maybe $1,400 a month. That's still more than half your income going to an apartment. That's not to mention utilities and any other fees they want to raise, like parking fees, and if they want to raise rent. So that's not enough to live on. Right. It's absurd around here how expensive it is. And then you include your commute. Excuse me. So you're paying for a car. Yep, $1,700, cheapest for the studio apartment. Yeah, they don't do much pedestrianizing themselves. Exactly. It's pathetic. But why do they have to rely on their own, feelings and gut? Why can't they think, look out into the future and think, well, what would it look like if someone's trying to cross around here and a car's coming? It would look bad. So therefore, we need to exert a little extra effort, hire some experts, some engineers, a little more thought about user end safety, and actually plan carefully and exert that effort that you're not going to get a ton of credit for necessarily anything, but it's going to save people's lives. It's going to make it easier to drive around in. But no, they don't want to think that. What they want to do is collect revenue, make it easy to get tickets, to pull people over for tickets, but they design unsafe intersections and unsafe crosswalks. It's pathetic. I don't know who that is. Oh well. If I was to say it in Spanish, aquí es un pieza de trivia graciosa. I don't know trivia in Spanish. Maybe it's the same word. Fue dado un stipend. I don't know stipend either. Por hogar de $2,400 por mes. No lo fue bastante para vivir. Distante de Fort Belvoir. Eso es insano. If you drive to DC from Woodbridge, there's a Spanish-speaking family who live in slumlord conditions, and they would cross the 4-lane road all the time. I've never seen so many pedestrian accidents. Right? It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And that's another thing. Where did they design all the features for pedestrians, the safe crosswalks, the well-lit roads, the clearly painted lane markers? In rich neighborhoods. You go to Arlington, Virginia, where I don't know what the sense is in making this huge investment in Ballston Mall, turning it into this shopping center now, and that I don't understand, like, what's the point of designing this new thing? It looks beautiful, but to me, it just screams this is going to be dead in a couple years because people just don't shop at malls as much anymore. And it's not, even though it's nice, what's the big fucking deal? I don't get it. But they spent millions on tearing down Ballston Mall, rebuilding it, and the neighborhoods around there, first of all, very expensive, a lot of rich people. There are a lot of young rich people, young professionals, luxury housing, luxury condos, and the streets there, oh, they're supremely well designed, safely marked, well painted, well lit. They got red light cameras everywhere. Not that I support red light cameras, but there it's very safely made. But you go to lower income neighborhoods, a few blocks down the road in Arlington, they're just like, fuck it. It's hard to walk around there. It's hard to get around anywhere. You go to where the P.O. box is, where I get my mail. It's hard to walk around. It's hard to drive around because they're like, fuck it. Who cares? It's just poor people here. And what do we care? So that really shows the mentality of the government around here. They think if you're poor, your life doesn't really matter. Oh, my pronunciation was weird there again. If you're rich, oh, and you're white, oh, then you have a voice. Then we're really concerned about pedestrian safety. But if you're poor, Hispanic, Indian, Arab, whatever, they're like, fuck it. Who cares? Just fuck it. Just get out there. Just go. Just run across the street if you have to. That's really, you can go a few blocks down the street in either direction on Glebe Road and see that, and see the huge difference. They should be embarrassed about how they treat people, but of course they don't want to think of it. They just want to look at all the milk we're giving you. you rich whites. Isn't that great? You're so important. We want to make sure you believe it's a wise choice to move to Arlington, Virginia. But as for the Hispanics, who gives a fuck? Whatever. Just go away. Just do what you need to do. But the rich whites, they're very important. It means a lot to us to have your parents' money here. It's ridiculous. It's pathetic. They should all be embarrassed. I want to go to wherever I need to go. You all know those scenes where people go to City Hall or the City Commission or whatever, and they state their case to the city government of why they're mistreating people. I want to do that. Where do I go do that? Somebody tell me. Click the like button, everybody. It'll keep help the chat, whatever. I got mixed up in my words. That'll help this video go to the top of YouTube's recommendations. Yeah, pisses me off to no end how stupid and senseless and wasteful we are. And why? Because they don't want to see poor people, poor black people and Hispanic people doing well, because that would be so disruptive to compared to how rich white people operate, where they're used to this inertia of, you know, the milk flows back and forth between us all. We all look out for each other, and we all make sure that we have opportunities. But the second a poor black, brown person would be able to have the same opportunities, the same access that they would, oh, they'd be horrified. Why? Because that would be truly disruptive. Because they know, first of all, it's like they fear that black and brown people would do the same thing to white people that white people have done to black and brown people. But I don't see black and brown people trying to do that. All they see them do is trying to make good livings for themselves and trying to serve areas that are underserved by white people who don't think about, you know, certain services people need, certain clothing people need, certain needs for food, for medicine. And if poor people were really given access to the same tools, the same education that white people are, oh, it would be so fun. Then all of a sudden, all their cries about it's a meritocracy. You didn't succeed because you didn't really want to and you didn't work for it. All of a sudden, they'd be saying, oh, the game's rigged. The game's rigged. Look, they're valuing people, non-whites over whites. It's not fair. It's reverse racism, because now we got affirmative action, giving them priority over us, and don't force me not to get my $100,000 salary every year just because somebody else thought of a good business run. No, they know how to shut down businesses like that so easily. Why? Because there's so many unwritten rules and written rules that are designed to eat away at black and brown business owners. Things like certain licensing requirements, certain taxes, certain reporting, tax, like income report, all kinds of stuff that are way more difficult for people from poorer communities to comply with, and that happen to be people of color, because white people have designed it to be that way. And yet, when black and brown people have businesses that can succeed, oh, can't have that. Sorry, you're not competing fairly. It's not very fair. Let me get the police officer over here, look over this business. Are you really in compliance with how you're supposed to be running things there? You can look up actual examples of this kind of thing happening. Not just that, stuff like the police hanging around surveilling businesses and threatening to shut down businesses just because people are doing drugs nearby, like fast food restaurants. And if it's a poor black or brown run neighborhood, I mean, wait, I'm mixing up different things. If it's like a poor, you know, neighborhood with a lot of people of color in it, and it's maybe a black-run business, or I mean, a business run by black people or brown people, the police will harass them and threaten to shut down their business because they're saying you're supposed to take care of the drug element around here. Well, you're the police. Why aren't you supposed to do that? You're not doing your job, and yet you expect some business to be able to when you shut down other businesses around here. And then, of course, people are going to go to the one place that's open. And why is it even illegal to do drugs in the first place? Why can't you treat it like a health issue? If people are victimizing themselves with drugs, it makes no sense to screw them over further by arresting them. Anyways, pathetic, and it happens. Okay, you want to tell lies? There's about how, oh, the race, we're not in the 1940s anymore. Go fucking read. Go learn something. I used to be a hard-headed conservative too. I used to absolutely say that. We all have equality under the law, and there's no problem of discrimination, and you're fighting a battle that's already been won. I used to say that stuff. So unscrew your head a little bit and learn something. Because it happens. You don't have to believe me. Go to the people who are actually telling these stories. Look up stories of racism in job hiring, in housing, in how people are treated in businesses. Look it up. And then police discrimination. Oh my goodness, that is like the easiest thing to find information on. This is not your safe space for racism. If you want to talk about how racism doesn't matter, the whole world's your safe space. Go back to your hug box. You don't need to bring it in here. This is a place for people to actually inform themselves a little bit. Not really inform themselves. It's a place for people who understand this. To not have to hear your racist crap. The white supremacist lies that I used to believe in. Of course I used to believe in them. That's what everybody's taught when they're growing up. Oh yeah, absolutely. Education, huge fucking segregated space where even though we've, by law, segregated, integrated schools, there's still a lot of segregation in schools. Excuse me. I'm going to have to get going soon. Click the like button, everybody. That helps get the video promoted by YouTube. It's almost 6 o'clock. I still feel like napping. I doubt I'm going to nap. I want to find somewhere to sit down and eat or drink or something, study a little bit, write. Everywhere's so damn expensive around here. So fun. I remember driving a guy at Enterprise. It was a black guy, and he was telling me how cops keep pulling him over for driving in a Dodge Charger, I believe. And I was like, really? Why? And I already had an idea. Like, even though back then I wasn't like, you know, as aware of this stuff as I am now, I was already much more like perceptive and like understanding of it, of racial discrimination and over policing of black people by the police. And he said apparently like my car fits the profile of drug dealers. Now what the hell is that? Anytime a cop pulls up on a black person with a Dodge Charger, they have an excuse to pull them over and stop them. That's what the drug war really is. It's finding excuses to harass black and brown people. Jabbles fan, you're gonna waste your time with me saying this stuff. I already know a lot of this stuff. Yeah, church really shouldn't count as a charity. But yeah, don't even. Why are you trying to tell? Like, there's something about conservatism that your ears don't work and you stop listening? There's some point. I used to be a conservative. You can look up my video about it. I only got into some of it. Yeah, middle ground is I'm conservative, but I want a big thank you for it. That's all that is. You spread conservative propaganda on here, guess what? You get lumped in as conservative. Don't like it? Too bad. Now, where the hell am I going to sit? Oh, damn this city. Damn Alexandria. Damn it all. Oh, at least the cortizone disappeared on my face now. I don't want to sit at McDonald's again. That's what I did last night. Me duele el culo. Tengo cansado. Pero no imagino que tendré tiempo para cansar antes de trabajar. Antes de trabajar. It's getting better. My Spanish lo es mejorando. Mi español. Me duelen las piernas. A lot of times at work, you know, I want to keep practicing Spanish, but it's a little hard to think of things to say to myself. So I'll just literally count the clock, like count time. Like, you know, 10:01, 10:02, 10:03, 10:04 at night, 10:05 at night, 10:06 at night. So, never, ever, no one should ever, excuse me, Jables fan, no one should ever say their credentials as a non-racist, non-conservative, whatever, by saying my friend is whatever, my friend is black, my wife is black, or whatever. That's like saying, oh, I'm not a misogynist, I'm married to a woman. It's ridiculous. It doesn't add up. Don't bother with that explanation. It never ever works. It never ever looks good. How long until I work? ¿Cuánto tiempo hasta trabajo? Excuse me. Acerca 2 horas, about 2 hours. I hope I sleep better tomorrow. I really screwed up by looking at my phone when I got up, and then I was addicted to it, and then I didn't put it down for like an hour. Oh, thanks, Mr. Scorpion 360. I don't know how to say scorpion in Spanish, but 360X. Say 360X. Tomé mis vitaminas. Y ahora tengo que escorpión. All right, nice. It's easy to remember. Escorpión. Escorpión. Y ahora tengo que encontrar un café para... What the hell? Ahora tengo que encontrar un café antes de trabajar. O antes trabajo. Pero ¿dónde? Esta ruta aquí es muy lleno con tráfico. Escorpión. Señor Escorpión 360X. I'll just count in Spanish. This is what I do at work. So look at what time it is, like 6:02 now. I know it's not 6:02, but okay, whatever. 6 o'clock. Son las 6 de la noche. Son las 6:01 de la noche. Son las 6:02 de la noche. Son las 6:03 de la noche. I just count the whole hour in Spanish just to keep practicing and saying something. Because also my numbers are all screwed up. I constantly mess up my numbers in Spanish. Son las 6:10 de la noche, son las 6:11 de la noche, son las 6:12 de la noche, son las 6:13 de la noche, son las 6:14 de la noche, son las 6:15 de la noche, son las 6:16 de la noche, son las 6:17 de la noche, son las 6:18 de la noche, son las 6:19 de la noche, son las 6:20 de la noche, Son las 6:21 de la noche. Son las 6:22 de la noche. Son las 6:23 de la noche. Son las 6:24 de la noche. Son las 6:25 de la noche. Yep, still looking for a couch. Sí, ya estoy buscando por una sofá. Son las 6:24 de la noche. Son las 6:25 de la noche. Son las 6:26 de la noche. Son las 6:27 de la noche. Son las 6:28 de la noche. Son las 6:29 de la noche. Son las 6:30 de la noche. Son las 6:31 de la noche. Son las 6:32 de la noche. Son las 6:33 de la noche. Son las 6:34 de la noche. Son las 6:45. See, I already messed up. Son las 6:35. Wait, did I already get into the 40? Or 35 de la noche. Son las 6:36 de la noche. Son las 6:37 de la noche. Son las 6:38 de la noche. Son las 6:39 de la noche. Son las 6:40 de la noche. Whoa, $10. Well, Jabbles fan, look. I treat everybody equally, regardless of the donation you give, which thank you so much for that. I got to call people out when they start spreading conservative propaganda. So you may not be conservative according to your own view, but you still obviously have internalized conservative beliefs and feel comfort at expressing them, which, by the way, I'm still liable to do sometimes, and I still try and rid myself of that and be aware of that, because it's just embedded in our culture. Oh, don't say E. Just say the numbers. Son las 3:02 de la tarde. Great. So that's another thing I messed up. Son las 3. All right, now. Whoa. Now we're back. Wait a minute. So you don't say the E? So you just say son las 6:30? 6:30? 6:31? Oh, I guess that makes sense, because in English you don't say 6:25. You just say 6:25. All right. Thanks. That's another thing I was messing up. Son las 6:30. Wait, but 6:30, I think you do say that. Son las 6:30 de la noche. Son las 6:31 de la noche. Or do you not say 30 and 1? Just say 31, 31 de la noche. Now I'm all mixed up, and I don't know what to do. Oh, what the hell? I just said some song lyrics. 6:30 or 6:30. Yeah, but what about, like, like 31? Do you say 31 or just 31? Son las 6:31 de la noche. Son las 6:32 de la noche. Son las 6:33 de la noche. 3 de la noche. Son las 6:34 de la noche. Son las 6:35 de la noche. Son las 6:36 de la noche. Son las 6:37 de la noche. Son las 6:38 de la noche. Son las 6:39 de la noche. 31. So you do say an E. Wait, no, huh? But you put an E in there, not Y, but you put an E in there. 6:31. Okay, so you did put an E in there, but not Y. Whatever. Son las 6:37 de la noche. Son las 6:38 de la noche. Son las 6:39 de la noche. Son las 6:30. Do it again. Say it again. Type it right. Fue un rato desde los números. I still got to speak slowly, but I put together sentences fairly well now. Son las 6:39 de la noche. Son las 6:40 de la noche. Son las 6:41. 41? Man, that feels weird to me to not say the Y. And Y, by the way, it's Y. But you say Y like Greek Y, because otherwise you just be saying E, which is the letter I in Spanish. Son las 6:41 de la noche. Son las 6:42 de la noche. Son las 6:43 de la noche. Son las 6:44 de la noche. Son las 6:45 de la noche. Son las 6:46 de la noche. Son las 6:47. Wait, I said E. I got Y. Son las 6:47 de la noche. Son las 6:48 de la noche. Son las 6:49 de la noche. Son las 6:50 de la noche. Son las 6:51 de la noche. Oh, so you do say the Y between the, like, 30 and 1. Okay, all right. Son las 6:49 de la noche. Son las 6:50 de la noche. Son las 6:51 de la noche. Son las 6:52 de la noche. Son las 6:53 de la noche. Son las 6:54 de la noche. Son las 6:55 de la noche. Son las 6:56 de la noche. Son las 6:57 de la noche. Son las 6:58 de la noche. 6:59 de la noche. Son las 7 de la noche. All right, I got to 7 o'clock. Okay, I should get going soon because I'm gonna get somewhere and do some work and whatever. Maybe apply. Thank you, Jack the Stripper, for that help. I appreciate that. I need to be speaking it more. It sucks working this job, working late. I don't really talk to people. And oh, by the way, okay, I'll tell you a story. There was a fight the other night that I had to jump in the middle of. I work security in a bar. And I only work 6 hours a night. Solo trabajo 6 horas por noche. Yeah, I don't like working at night. I don't like working a day, whatever. I was at the bar. End of the night. Everything's gone fine so far. There's a guy and a girl. Whoa, froze for a second. At the bar. I can say some details. Okay. I won't say many details because I don't want to put people's business out there, but I'll say this. It was a jealous old man. This jealous old man, he was hoping to get with this girl, or this woman, I should say. That's just how I'm used to say it, but this woman. She met this guy, and they were hanging out together. So the old guy, and he shouldn't have expected to. So by the end of the night, we had just closed. He was sitting down at the front of the bar. These two people, the guy and the woman, were at the bar itself. The end of the night, okay, I'm just standing there waiting. Old man sitting behind me walks over to the guy with the woman at the bar, punches the guy in the face. I went before I could get there. He punches the woman in the face. So I grab him, hold him back. I'm like, stop it, stop it. And he dropped his phone somehow. He said, let me get my phone and I'll leave. He got his phone off the ground. He left. I was like, what the hell? And I already kind of figured what it was. He was jealous. But I asked and it was like, yeah, he was jealous. He was hoping to get with her. And he knew her. And he was basically a piece of shit. So anyways, that was that. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stay connected. There's a problem with the connection. So anyways, I'll just say this. The guy was a piece of shit. He had no business. Anyway, it was just hard for me to catch up. He punched the one guy, and then when he turned around to hit the woman, like I was running up to him, but he managed to hit her before I could stop him. Anyways, they were okay. You know, the woman was understandably like shocked by what he did. This piece of shit. He was just a jealous old loser. Anyways, all right, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I gotta go. I gotta get some stuff done. Bye.